everybody, and welcome back to the Airship Pirates server. I'm the Gaming Watson, and today, well, as you can see, we are actually on the build server. But before we get into the video that I'm about to show you today, I'd like to just make a quick note of my last video. Now, I know quite a few people were upset or got angry of the video I made. That was not my intent. I originally thought it was a good idea to make like a news video of the dispute between Lania and the SHSF for people who were not that well educated in the tensions. I now see that it was a mistake in both how I presented that information and delivered it. An example of this is how I accidentally said Fogholt was under full control of the SHSF. It is not. It is under half ownership. I should have done more research before that, and again, I apologise if I offended you or your faction. Again, that was not my intent. I just wanted to make a news video, but well, obviously that didn't go as planned. But again, you learn from your mistakes, I guess. Again, that was just a mistake I made. I will not be doing any other video like that again. I can promise you that. And again, if for some reason I am, idiotic enough to do so, I will make sure I actually get the right facts in. I will be, making sure I have all the details down and not just going in kind of half blind. But yeah, again, I apologize for that video. I was not intending to make people upset or angry, but yeah. Anyways, I hope you can forgive me. Now, in today's video, as title probably states, I will be showcasing off the squadron directors a bit. Now, I have been having a little bit of trouble using them to their full extent, so I can make them fly around and stuff, but I can't seem to fire any of the stuff. But I thought I might as well, do a little showcase, and also because I wanted to leave that apology note right there. But anyways. So before we start the squadron directors, I'd like to give a quick tour of the aircraft carrier that I will be using today. And the aircraft carrier that I will be using is called the Resolute. It is a pirate aircraft carrier. The story of this ship is that it was hijacked by pirates out in the wilderness, I don't know where, but it was originally a merchant vessel. It was quite a large merchant vessel actually. It's the one of the original Airship Pirates series where it is actually carrying the WMD. The name eludes me. I think it was something called the Majestic Pearl, I believe. Actually, yeah, that kind of sounds right. But yeah, it was a large merchantman. It was taken over by pirates, and they decided to refit it with, everything a aircraft carrier would have. So anyways, let's get on to showing it. So here, of course, you have the flight deck. It can carry a total of 7 air skiffs at a time. It can maybe carry a bit more if needed. So like you could crowd it a bit more, but it is mainly meant to carry 7. So 3 on each side and then 1 at the front. And the one at the front is usually the lead air skiff. At the back here, we have a small torpedo launcher. I was originally going to try fit a cannon on the back, but I was having some difficulties with some redstone, and in the end I kind of just scrapped the idea and decided to add a torpedo launcher. But anyway, so yeah, this is the flight deck. Of course, there's the sign saying flight deck, and I will now show you the bridge. Of course, the name of the ship is called the Resolute. Here I actually have 2 cannons. On my own personal server. Of course, I have the cannons plugin, and I use the cannons quite a lot on airships as kind of secondary guns. Of course, I know we don't use them on the Airship Pirates server, but of course I'm just going to keep them there because, again, I use them on my own server. But yeah, so this is kind of just a small gunnery bay. If we go to the bridge, of course, you have a whole view of the flight deck and the surrounding area around you. Of course, you have all your controls, your status sign, speed, ascend, descend, contacts over here, and then towards the back you have all the squadron director stuff. So here you have the launch and release, and then you have the recon mode for the squadron directors, and then on this side you have kind of redstone related stuff, so like the lever and the button. the lever for the AA fire, and then the button for the bombs. Here you have the form up sign, and then on this side, just opposite of the AA fire and bombs, I decided to add the launch torpedo and the launch ASM. Again, I haven't been able to use these signs properly. If you guys have, please leave a comment saying you have, because I've been having trouble, and I'm not sure if that's just me or if that's just the server in general. But again, I'll show you what I mean in just a few minutes. For now, just keep enjoying the ship. So to get to the lower decks, you have to go to through the engine room, and I will show you that now. So of course, at the bottom here you have your furnace with the column. Here we have a small storage area, and then of course you have the repairable hangar bay. So something kind of cool I like about this ship, just for role-playing purposes, is that to get to one end of the ship to the other end, you have to kind of walk along this beam, being careful not to drop down into the icy cold seas below or the hard ground below, depending on your own over. So yeah, again, here is a small repairable skiff bay. It has a skull fighter in it right now. I will not be using the skull fighters. I will be using the Royal Navy skiffs just because they're a bit simpler right now. But yeah, the ship is meant to carry the skull skiffs. So yeah, but any skiff can pretty much come in here to be repaired. Over here we have two AA mounts. I am planning on possibly trying to fit an AA mount on the flight deck, just because, well, this ship kind of needs a bit more AA. But of course, again, it's meant to be a pirate ship. It's not that well equipped with armaments or anything. But yeah, so if we go past this door, here we have a small eating area, some tables to eat, some windows to look out of, small bar area here. If we go to the left up here, we have crew quarters. It can carry, but it can house 5 men at a time. Of course, the aircraft carrier itself is meant to carry more, just, for rotating sleeping schedules, there are 5 beds in there. Here, of course, you have the captain's quarters, much more spacious than the crew quarters, a few windows, bookshelves, a plant, ordinary captain stuff. And then when we go, actually no, not there. So in here, of course, we have a small storage area again as well. And now, finally, through here, we have the emergency bridge. Again, there's no squadron director signs here. This is just, if the bridge has been taken out, this is kind of just, a quick emergency bridge to try and escape any fights. But yeah, so that's just a quick rundown of the pirate aircraft carrier Resolute. On the outside, it's got 2 outlying engines, kind of off of like Royal Navy engines. It does have a bit of redstone in the tail here for engines, but most of the engine power comes from these 2 big outlying engines. And of course, again, it's a pirate vessel, doesn't have the best armor. Well, actually, that's a lie. I know some pirate ships may have really good armor, like the Shadow of the Deep example. But this was, for role-playing purposes, it was meant to be like, just the pirates stole a merchantman and quickly outfitted it to become a aircraft carrier. But yeah, that is just a quick rundown, again, of the airship Resolute, or of the pirate airship Resolute. But yeah, let's show you the squadron directors. Now, of course, Barker has already done some snippets of the squadron directors and showing how they fire, how they move. For this, I'm not going to be doing all that, of course. Again, I've been having troubles actually, having the launch torpedo or having the lever fire. But again, I'll show you what I have to work with. So let's pilot that. Let's go to launch mode. Go to the flight deck and go launch our air skiffs. So again, if you haven't already heard Barker, it does matter which skiffs you launch first, because I believe, actually I can't even remember now, it was either the last one or the first one will be, of course, at the last fighter for the echelon form-up formation. But yeah, so let's exit the launch mode, and then if we go to recon mode, here of course we have an overview of the aircraft carrier. So if you hold space, ascent is enabled, and then if you hold shift, the ascent is disabled, and kind of it works with shift as well. If you hold down shift, they start going down. If you hold the space bar, they would stop going down. But yeah, of course, something that I have been kind of bamboozled by is that when I try move my character forwards, left or right or back, of course they don't move. I mean, they're not meant to move when going back, but even then I can't really make them move side or forward. But if I do slash S squadron, oh wait, yeah, SD rotate left, is it? Okay, yep. It rotates them left, and then I can actually get them cruising forward. But I'm not sure why that only works for the east direction. If I try any other direction, they actually kind of just don't move. Again, I'm not sure if that's just because it's something to do with my game or not. But yeah, if we do rotate left again, and if we try move, they won't. If we try rotate left again, so they're facing the opposite direction this time, again they won't move. And well, you already know they don't move forward, they can only move left in the eastern direction. But yeah, if we exit our recon mode real quick, and if we go to form up, we can see them forming up. I believe one actually got stuck on that one. If we don't make them form up anymore, and then if we just go back to recon, yeah, they still move, but yeah, you get the basis of it. They actually form up, but well, obviously they got stuck. But yeah, that's about just the basics of it so far. Again, I can't make them fire or anything. I mean, I can do slash HUD, and the HUD is enabled, but it's only enabled for this direction for some odd reason. Again, if I try and make them face south, north, or west, just the HUD doesn't show or anything. They're basically stuck just facing either west, south, or north. They just won't do anything. But if I make them face east, I can make them go to the side. I can make them go left, right, and forward. But again, I'm not sure if that's just me or if that's the server entirely. So if you either have a solution or if this is kind of happening to you, well, just leave a comment in the comment section below, because I am pretty curious. But yeah, we'll just release the squadrons for now. But yeah, again, that's just the basics of the squadron. I am really excited for this to be available for the public. It seems really cool. It would introduce a whole lot of new mechanics and fighting styles with air skiffs. I mean, I know air skiffs right now are kind of irrelevant with the whole AA director stuff, because, well, you know, air skiffs aren't real. Okay, well, they're fast, but they kind of have to be pretty fast to dodge AA directors. But yeah, most skiffs aren't actually that fast. But yeah, this ship actually is, I think, one of 6 ships that I've made in total by myself. All of the other ships on my server are from the Movecraft original series. But for example, well, even then, these are technically used, or well, their bases are used from airships from the original series. But these are the ones that I've proper outfitted, or well, refitted, should I say? This one was actually a old Corvette Mark III, I believe it was called. I removed the top entirely, and I've replaced it with 4 torpedo turrets. It's also got improved armor now on the sides with endstone. It's got 2 torpedo tubes at the front and a small bridge. This was a LAS that I made, but it is kind of outdated now. In fact, I'm not sure if it has the upgraded amount of chests now or not, but it's just kind of outdated in general. This was actually just a ship that I made for fun. It was meant to be taken off of one of the ships in a Star Wars The Clone Wars episode, actually. I believe the episode was called Cat and Mouse, where the Republic used a stealth ship that had like a really slim body to get past a blockade to deliver supplies to the planet below. So yeah, I kind of just did this for fun, and I used the idea of that ship to make this ship. It's got a heavily armoured front with end stone, but of course, as you can see, the rest of it is just wool exposed, so if this is A8, it's going down. But I made it so, of course, it is submersible, so it can hide underwater. It's got torpedoes at the front, AA at the front, a small torpedo tube on the side, and a cannon at the back. It isn't a adjustable cannon, it's kind of just, you push a button and the projectile goes to about here, I think it is. That far away from the ship. But yeah. And then this was one of the first ships actually that I've ever made with actually working turrets. So of course this is taken off of the base of that one. I just thought it looked pretty cool if it had two turrets on either side and a two torpedoes on the side. And after a couple hours of trying to wire the turrets correctly, and I was having a little bit of trouble with that, I successfully did it. Of course they have adjustable arcs and stuff. Again, it's nothing special. Of course you've got your two AA levers here, and then you've got your adjustable arc and trigger there. So again, nothing too special, and yeah, same armor pattern as that one. It is meant to be broadsided. It doesn't have very good armor at the front. So again, if it was in a fight, it wanted to turn side on actually to the enemy, so it can, face both of its turrets at the enemy and also a torpedo. But yeah, this of course was just a copy of that one. I do not take credit for that ship. I did not build that ship. I was kind of messing around with the schematic, loading in just random schematics to see what there was. And this one popped up, and I thought, hey, I think I could, use the wiring from this one as kind of like a basis to help me wire with that one. And, it did help a bit, but again, I did not make this ship. I just spawned it in to help me with making that ship. So, yeah. And, well, yeah, I think that's just gonna about do it for this video. I just wanted to make that, of course, quick apology note at the beginning of the episode. Again, I did not mean to offend anyone from that last video. I just thought it was a good idea to make a small news video. But again, I should have done much more research before I made that video. Before I made a, again, video on such a topic like that. Again, it probably will not ever happen again, and if it does for some odd, bizarre reason, I will make sure I actually get all the facts down correct. And yeah, so again, please do not take anything serious in that last episode, because I know a couple of the things now I realize were that I said were a bit untrue. So again, do not take my words from it; they are untrue. Oh well, I know quite a few of them are untrue. So yeah, again, please do not quote me on anything in that video. But yeah, again, I still apologize for that video. That is my mistake. But yeah, I hope you guys just enjoyed this little video. I will be doing, of course, a couple more Airship Pirate Survival stuff. But I was actually thinking of starting a video series on Pulsar Lost Colony. If you don't know what that game is, it's a game where you take command of a starship with four other people. They could either be bots or real people, and then you could just fly around a galaxy doing quests and collecting scrap and doing all that kind of cool stuff. It does give me a really big Star Trek vibe, to be honest, but yeah, it's a really fun game. If you don't know what it is, I'd suggest you look at it. I think you would find it is very fun with a group of friends. But yeah. Okay, again, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to see more of me, really. But yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheerio!